Are you serious? What? Oh my goodness. You mean I was on mute the whole time? Wow. I can't believe this. Well, okay. Okay. Thank you, Joseph. So, here's what we'll do. We'll read chapter 5 again, and then we'll stop there. Um, yeah. I'm not sure how in the world this happened, but man, this is this is crazy. All right. All right, let's so chapter 3 and 4 recover or recount that they conquered lands and they conquered Bashan and the Moses is calling everyone to go into the land that they conquered, then land flowing with milk and honey. And now he also says that Moses will himself says that he will not cross. All right, let's read chapter 5, and then I'm going to have to stop there because I have the final exam tomorrow. Two of them, as a matter of fact, but it is what it is. Okay, um, here we go. The Ten Commandments repeated. Now Moses summoned all Israel and said to them, listen, Israel, to the statutes and ordinances which I am speaking today for you to hear, so that you may learn them and be careful to do them. The Lord, our God, made a covenant with us at Horeb. The Lord did not make this covenant with our fathers, but here with us, or but with us, all of us who are alive here today. The Lord spoke with you to face at the mountain from the midst of the fire, while I was standing between the Lord and you at that time to declare to you the word of the Lord. For you were afraid because of the fire and did not go up on the mountain. He said, I am the Lord your God who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of slavery. You shall have no other gods besides me. You shall not make for yourself a carved image or any likeness of what is in heaven above, or on the earth beneath, or in the water under the earth. You shall not worship them nor serve them. For I, the Lord your God, am a jealous God, inflicting the punishment of the fathers on the children, even on the third and fourth generations of those who hate me, but showing favor to thousands, to those who love me and keep my commandments. You shall not take the name of the Lord your God in vain, for the Lord will not leave unpunished the one who takes his name in vain. Keep the Sabbath day to treat it as holy, as the Lord your God commanded you. For 6 days you shall labor and do all your work, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord your God. You shall not do any work that day, or you, or your son, or your daughter, or your male slave or your female slave, or your ox or your donkey, or any of your cattle, or your resident who stays with you, so that your male slave and your female slave may rest as well with as you. And you shall remember that you were a slave in the land of Egypt, and the Lord your God brought you out of there by a arm, or by a mighty hand and an outstretched arm. Therefore the Lord your God commanded you to celebrate the Sabbath day. Honor your father and your mother just as the Lord your God has commanded you, so that your days may be prolonged and it may go well for you on the land which the Lord your God has given you. You shall not murder. You shall not commit adultery. You shall not steal. You shall not give false testimony against your neighbor. You shall not covet your neighbor's wife, nor desire your neighbor's house, his field, his male slave or his female slave, his ox, his donkey, or anything that belongs to your neighbor. And then Moses interceded. These words the Lord spoke to your whole assembly at the mountain from the midst of the fire, from the cloud, and from the thick darkness with a great voice, and he added nothing more. He wrote them on the two tablets of stone and gave them to me. And when you heard the voice from the midst of the darkness, while the mountain was burning with fire, you approached me, all the heads of your tribes and your elders. You said, Behold, the Lord our God has shown us his glory and his greatness, and we have heard his voice in the midst of the fire. We have seen today that God speaks with mankind, yet he lives. Now then, why should we die? For this great fire will consume us. If we hear the voice of the Lord our God any longer, then we will die. For who is there of humanity who has heard the voice of the living God speaking from the midst of the fire, as we have, and live? Go near and listen to everything that the Lord our God says. Then speak to us everything that the Lord our God speaks to you, and we will listen and do it. Now the Lord heard the sound of your words when you spoke to me, and the Lord said to me, I have heard the sound of the words of this people that they have spoken to you. They have done well in all that they have spoken. If only they had such a heart in them to fear me and keep all my commandments always, so that it would go well with them and with their sons forever. Go, say to them, return to your tents. But as for you, stand here by me, that I may speak to you all the commandments, the statutes, and the judgments which you shall teach them, so that they might follow them in the land which I am giving you to possess. So you shall be careful to do as the Lord your God has commanded you. You shall not turn aside to the right or to the left. You shall walk entirely in the way which the Lord your God has commanded you, so that you may live and that it may be well for you, and that you may prolong your days in the land which you will possess. The word of the Lord. Praise be to God. Okay, shortly, let's so this the Ten Commandments. You shall not have any other gods. You shall not make any other. Don't make other gods. Don't have idols. Don't speak the Lord's name in vain. Celebrate the Sabbath day. Honor your father and mother. Do not steal. Do not commit adultery. Do not steal. Do not lie. Do not covet what your neighbor has. Plain and simple. Then those are the Ten Commandments that the Lord holds today and on. Moses interceded. Um, so keep in mind, when the Lord heard the Israelites, they were afraid of him, of his voice, and because of that, the Lord called Moses so that he may hear what he has to say to the Israelites, and also Moses would relay that to the Israelites and would speak. So the Ten Commandments, and Moses relayed what the Lord had to say back and forth to the Israelites and back and forth. All right, folks. Thank you all for watching. Thank you, Joseph, for tuning in. I'm gonna have to leave tomorrow. I got two finals, and I want to make sure I have enough sleep. So go in peace and seek the